is more divided now than it was when Martin Luther King marched when I was a kid. The Civil War was something that no one could do anything about because the whites, quote unquote, whites from the South are not the only ones that had slaves. Slaves are all over the world. Slaves still exist today.
Do you think there's a direct effect from slavery to how Black Americans are able to live today?
No, I don't. They have a chance to learn. They live in the best country in the world. If they open their eyes and listen, instead of just focusing on their little area and people that they hang out with, they would learn a lot.
But from what you said, it sounds like you were born before the Civil Rights Movement.
Oh, yeah.
So Black people couldn't buy houses in your lifetime when you were maybe a baby.
I'm well aware of that.
You were 5 years, so you don't think there's any downstream effect?
I felt depressed at that time.
Yeah.
But that's what Martin was trying to correct. Right now, I see so many people living off the government handout.
I'm pretty sure welfare use per capita is higher in red states than blue states.
Yes, but there's so many people living off of the government handouts, and that is not that much farther away from slavery. When they were a slave, they were given housing, food, clothing, medical care. The people asked them to work. Yes, there were landowners that were violent and mean to some of them, but there were others that were humanistic.
All right, you saw that fucking devil, you know what I'm saying? This Edomite, you know what I'm saying? Right? But no empathy for your suffering, for the alligator bait, the lynchings, the raping of the women, right? The buck breaking, the, you know what I'm saying? The crimes and atrocities, the land stealing, right? That was done to our people, right? Through these generations, no empathy at all. That's why you're known as the devil. Right, but it's a lot of things that was going on in that video. But that's your middle-aged Donald Trump supporter right there, the Edomite. Right, that's how they really feel inside of their mental. Inside, this was really inside of these Edomites. Right, and that's why you devils going into a harsh captivity, something that you can't comprehend. Right, she's speaking proudly and lofty. Right, telling us what we need to be doing. Fucking devil. All right, let's get into this lesson. This the book of Luke, the book of Luke 18:1. And he spake a parable unto them to this end, that men ought to always to pray and not to faint. 2, saying, there was in a city a judge which feared not Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, neither regarded man. 3, and there was a widow in that city, and she came unto him, saying, avenge me of mine adversary. All right, so we'll be that representation of that widow. All right, the elect of Israel. When we do these lessons, right, we crying out to the Lord, man. So we that persistent widow. And he would not for a while, but afterward he said within himself, though I fear not God, nor regarded man. Salakia. Yet because this widow troubled me, I will avenge her, lest by her continual coming she weary me. So every day, right, this widow was putting pressure on this judge, right, to give her justice, right? And we come in that same lot, right? 6, and the Lord said, hear what this unjust judge said. 7, and shall not God avenge his own elect? So all the elect of Israel, which cry day and night unto him. Yeah, we're vexed out. We do these lessons. We're continually complaining, right? Which is a righteous thing to do, right? Though he bear along with them. 8, I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. So we're going to get our justice. Now it's not coming from the so-called white man and woman. You're the fucking devil, right? It says, nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on earth? So this video in particular kind of set me off, right? And this is what I call hate speech, because this devil was downplaying our suffering and pretty much saying it ain't no big deal. It is what it get over it, right? And that's why you devils will be going into captivity. And you saw how proudly she was speaking, right? Let's go here. And this is the characteristics of you Edomites, you devils. Let me let this load up, right? Obadiah 1 and 3. It says, the pride of thine heart, which means your mind. So this is the inner workings of the so-called white race, which are Edomites. I said, the pride of thine heart, which means your mind, have deceived thee. Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that said in his heart and his mind, who shall bring me down to the earth? So that's the kind of stance, the kind of demeanor that this white, so-called white woman was in, full of pride, man, right? And she was belittling our, suffering. Let's go here. It says the act of making a person or a thing seem little or important or unimportant. Salakia. All right. Let me see if I can find this other one. Salakia. Looking for something in particular. Give me 1 second. All right. Check this out. It says belittle. I went to the word belittlement. It says belittle often denotes condescension or vain superiority. So that's what's in you devils inside or inner parts, right? Let's go to this word condescension. It says an attitude of patronizing superiority, right? So she was exercising the attitude, towards the so-called white man and woman fake superiority, that they got it all figured out, and what you so-called blacks, Hispanic, and Native Americans need to do, right? Let's go here. It says condescension, behavior that shows you think you are more important or more intelligent than other people. That's the demeanor you so-called white people come in with, that pride, right? And I consider this to be hate speech, but you devils are called what we do, hate speech, right? Revelations 13 and 10. It says, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. So your people led us into captivity, and they ass going into captivity. You going along right with them. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. And we ain't got to worry about no fucking devil opinion. It don't matter. Here's the patience and the faith of the saints. So that's what this Edomite, has to look forward to. Zechariah 11 and 5. It said, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. All right. So she was saying a whole bunch of rubbish. All right. And pretty much downplaying our suffering, saying that, it ain't no big deal. Get over it. It is what it is. All right. Even when I perceived that Edomite was pressing on this, she still was proud about what she was saying. All right. And they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua, for I am rich. So that's the typical middle-aged Edomite. They have benefited off our suffering, and they don't give a damn about what you're going through or what you've been through. It don't matter to them, long as they can live a comfortable life. And their own shepherds pity them not. So even the so-called pastors that's supposed to be warning us of these devils and breaking these scriptures down correctly and directly, they don't give a damn. They've taken the bag. They've sold out, right, for the riches of this world. Let's go here. And this is the motto that you devils live by. It says, end justify the means. Let's go here. Salakia. It says right here at the top, it says the phrase, the ends justify the means, is used to suggest that any activity, whether or not the activity could be considered ethical, right? That's not what I'm really looking for. But let's see if I can find a better one. Salakia. One second. Right here, this is the one I was looking for. It says, end justifies the means. It says a good outcome excuses any wrong committed to attain it. You hear this? Right? Like she was speaking so proudly in that video, right? And they got this complex about themselves, this so-called God complex, right? Let's go here. Isaiah 14:21, it says, prepare slaughter for his children. Prepare slaughter for his children, right? So when you say it wasn't me, I didn't do it, blah, 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 not trying to hear none of that because you're accessory to a crime. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers. Who was this talking about, so-called white man? That they do not rise nor possesses the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities, right? What is iniquity? Let's go here. Because we have not been given justice. Have not been given fairness, right? It says iniquity, the lack of fairness or justice, right? The lack of fairness or justice. So we've been discriminated on ever since this country inception. And it happens in many different ways, all right, in many different techniques. All right. It's almost innumerable, the oppression that we go through. It's systematic. It's everywhere you look. It's everywhere you touch. You see, you breathe. Isaiah 14:21, it says, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity. Went into that word iniquity. It says lack of fairness or justice, so that the so-called white man is not interested in doing the right thing, paying a reparation for what he's done to our people for over 400 plus years. They don't give a damn. That's why we're leaning on Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. That's the only way we're going to get justice and fairness, right? That they do not rise nor possess the land nor fill the face of the world with cities. All right, and it'd be the so-called white man, the white so-called race. Let's go here. I think I hit all my precepts. But this is the spirit that's on these Edomites. They don't give a damn about your suffering. They don't give a damn about buck breaking. They don't give a damn about feeding our little babies to alligators. They don't give a damn about redlining. They don't give a damn about locking us out of all these opportunities, right? They don't give a damn about creating the ghettos to destroy our people. They don't give a damn about pushing rap music and drugs to you to destroy you. They don't give a damn about pushing feminism to our women, which has destroyed these households, right? Destroyed these children. They don't give a damn about feeding us poisonous foods, right? And this devil right here is done. She's finito, right? Let me close it out with this Obadiah 1 and 3 again. It says, the pride of thine heart have deceived thee. Doubt that dwelleth in the cleft of the rocks, whose habitation is high, that said in his heart, his mind, the so-called white woman and man, who shall bring me down to the ground? And she made another statement that this is the greatest country in the world. For who? For you so-called white people, not for us. So again, that's from an Edomite perspective, right? From the way they look at things. And when you don't agree with it, they call it hate speech. But we call this hate speech and you the devil. Call Allah Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushua, Ba'ashim, Rahak Kodash. Shalom.